Alright guys, so I'm going to do this video. It's med refill day and I get a lot of requests from people asking me what I take as part of my herbal and natural protocol for Lyme. So I'm going to go through some of that with you guys, and hopefully you'll find this really helpful. It does take some time to get through, so get comfy, grab a snack, and we will get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is one of the most important things in my protocol, and it's something that I start my day with every single day. Yes, this one. This is called, where's my camera? There we go. This is called a GI Response by Innate. Some of you guys have heard me talk about this before in Lyme groups, or if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you've heard me talk about it there on taking you through a day of Lyme disease treatment. So this has some really good stuff in it. It's got aloe vera, L-glutamine, it's got MSM, marshmallow root, all different kinds of things that are really good for the for your gut health. The best way for me to describe this is kind of like drinking warm Jello. It actually coats the inside of your intestines. If you have like leaky gut, diverticulitis, perforations, things of that nature, this is something that's incredibly beneficial for me. The other thing I want to just say really quick is that I'm not going to tell anyone or encourage anyone to take these items. I don't sell any of these things. This is just what my doctor has recommended for me, and I'm sharing all of that with you. If you do have any questions or you're interested in taking any of these products, talk to your doctor, because they would be the best one to know if you can take them and everything. So okay, I had to readjust. My TV was super, super loud. Anyway, GI Response. I take it every day. Yes, I'm wearing sunglasses inside. It's a very weird day. It's like really cloudy out, really overcast, and my head is starting to hurt a little bit. So might take them off later, might keep them on, but for now they stay on. Anyway, GI Response. This is the first thing I take in the morning. I take it on an empty stomach with a glass of water. It's literally like, smells like strawberries. It's a pink powder. You mix it in with your water. Really good for the stomach. And then you want to wait, well, I wait about an hour before I eat anything, usually more, because I go into the next phase of my detox treatment afterwards. So once that's done, I usually go for my walk, I stretch, I use my medical cannabis to try to get my body moving. And then once I come back from my walk, I try to get, you know, at least a few houses down. On good days, I can do upwards of a mile. You guys have seen some of my updates on that. And then I come back and I get ready for the next part of my detox treatment. Now, a lot of you have asked me about that as well. There is a video up on my YouTube at Lyme into Coconut that goes through the process of making the detox coffee for morning treatments and how that whole process goes. So I don't want to get into that too much here, but there is a separate video for that if you're interested. So after I do my morning detox and I do breakfast, and then I get ready for morning meds and blah, blah, blah. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if there's okay, yes, so this is, sorry guys, this is Detox Nutrients by Thorne. These essentially are like my multivitamin. Now, I have the single band motherfucker gene. Yes, that's what I call it. It's the MTHFR gene, but I call it a motherfucker. This doesn't have any folate or folic acid or anything like that. It does have, you know, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. It's got selenium, it's got biotin, it's got like all different other kinds of things. This is something that you do need to gradually work up to, especially if you do have a gene mutation. Or if you have like a really toxic liver. So when I started this, it was 1 pill twice a day. I'm now at max dose, which is 6 pills twice a day. It's a lot of pills. It's a very expensive supplement, but I definitely notice the days when I'm not taking, if I'm not able to take this, I notice a huge difference in my overall gut health. I get a lot more indigestion. I can literally feel like just everything being more sluggish. So this definitely helps. I do find also that the more you increase your dose to maximum tolerance on this medication, it does also cause herxing from the Lyme. And I'm sure that a lot of that is just a process of die-off going through the liver, because this is a very strong liver detox supplement. So I would definitely talk to your doctor if you have questions, especially if you have genetic mutation. I have the single band motherfucker gene, and my naturopath says that this is one of the best vitamins on the market. And I've tried other ones. This is really, I agree with him. It's one of the best. So anyway, this is my multivitamin. I take that twice a day. Something else that I take several times a day every time I eat, because I don't have a gallbladder, is digestive enzymes. Whether you have a gallbladder or not, I think personally, for me, it's a good idea to take digestive enzymes. They help your liver or your gallbladder to create healthy bile. And if you don't have a gallbladder, you constantly just have a drip going into your system. So you want the bile that your body does produce to be incredibly clean. Otherwise, it can cause a lot of GI upset. I know for me personally, I get incredibly nauseous, and I have, just like multi-system issues with my GI tract, where it's hard to eat food, keep food down. It's hard to go to the bathroom, and everything's just miserable. So I do take this every time I eat. I take one with every meal. If it's going to be a meal that's maybe a little higher in fat, like once a week, sometimes we like to do Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday, or I'll do like flautas, which are usually fried in oil, and I'll usually take 2 or maybe even 3 of these to help my body digest the food that I'm eating. Next is lithium orotate. This is one that I got from my naturopath, and I will say with this one, you really do need to do your research and talk to your doctor before even considering trying to use something like this. Now, lithium orotate is not the same thing as prescription lithium, so it doesn't process in your body the same way, but lithium orotate, even mineralized lithium, like with what I'm taking, can interact with seizure meds, anxiety meds, depression medication, SSRIs, that whole realm of stuff. So I would highly suggest doing extensive research and being on the same page with your doctor about that one. I take it for seizures and for anxiety. It seems to help a little bit, but I have built up that tolerance to it. It's such a small little dose. It's really the tiniest little dose you can ever imagine. But when I first started taking it, it would just like knock me out. It would make me feel so calm and relaxed and tired that it would just make me go to sleep. Now I take it twice a day, and it gets me through the day with just feeling a little bit more even keeled in my head. I don't feel as much electricity happening in my head. There's a lot of seizure meds that I can't take because they are too impacting on my liver. And then some of them I just didn't respond to really well at all, like Topamax was pretty terrible. Kepro was evil. It made me into like a crying, like I was just a water fountain every time I took it. It just made me cry and cry and cry. And it didn't do really a whole lot for seizures. But the protocol that I'm on now, which I will get more into as we wrap up this video, definitely has helped reduce the amount of seizures that I've had in the last 2 months. So that's awesome. So lithium orotate, really good stuff, helps with anxiety and seizures. Talk to your doctor if you want to know more. This one is sea kelp, which is, it's got iodine, selenium. I don't know what the hell bladder rock is, but that's on there too. And then, did I say sea kelp? Yes. So this whole thing is for thyroid. I can't tolerate the thyroid medications that are out there. This is a natural way to help stabilize your thyroid. If you're kind of like in that in-between where you're like not hypo, not hyper in terms of activity of your thyroid, and your levels are just kind of like, meh, you may want to talk to your naturopath and see, or your regular Lyme doctor or what have you, and see if that's something that you might be interested in. I can't tell a physical difference one way or the other when I take this, but when I consistently take this, my thyroid numbers seem to even out a little bit better. And my doctor seems to be really pleased with that. So I've been taking that twice a day. Next, we're all familiar with this, vitamin D3. If you have chronic illness, you don't get out a lot. So, and a lot of us are notorious for having low vitamin D. So we take that every day as well. This one is a high dose vitamin C that I get from the pharmacy at my naturopath's office. It's a prescription strength. It is a special type of vitamin C that allows you to take to high tolerance, or to bowel tolerance in this case. This is 400 milligrams per capsule. I take 2 of these, usually 2 to 3 times a day, or until bowel tolerance. Those of you that didn't know, high doses of vitamin C, they make you poop a lot. Cecropia. Cecropia is an herbal medication, or an herbal supplement rather, that is antifungal, antimicrobial, goes after viruses, goes after several different forms of the Lyme, also helps with biofilm. I was taking this in a tincture form, but unfortunately they don't make glycerites of Cecropia, so I had to switch to the pill form now that I'm on disulfiram, because you can't do alcohol-based tinctures on disulfiram for Lyme disease. Viricon, this is a new one that I've been taking. It's got all different kinds of delicious things in it. It's got elderberry, skullcap, astragalus, berberine, licorice root. These are all really good for viral load. This is good for Epstein-Barr. If you have any viruses that are in the herpes family, you know, like HSV1, HHV6 or 7, this is something that is supposed to help with that. I haven't seen too much of an improvement since starting to take this, but I am going to continue with it because, for one, it was really expensive, and for two, I've kind of run my road of the gamut with herbal medications for viruses. So this is kind of it, and if this doesn't start to do anything soon and I finish these bottles and I don't see any improvement, then I'm gonna have to go back to my naturopath and go back to the drawing board. Not entirely sure, you know, what we're gonna do there, but I'm hoping that this stuff works because I've read really good reviews on it. Binders. So I take GI Detox. This is a full spectrum binder. It has clay, activated charcoal, aloe vera, silica, some other things that are really good for detoxing the gut. Now with these the directions on the bottle say 1 pill, usually twice a day. My Lyme doctor has me doing a very heavy protocol with these because of the Lyme, as well as the mold and the chemical toxicity that's happening in my body, the chemical sensitivity from the ethanol and the plastic-based resins and polymers that my body has accumulated over time. Again, this is one that you want to talk to your doctor about. There's many different binders that are out there right now. This is just one that I've been taking more consistently for the last year. I do find with this, I take it twice a day, usually at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. This helps me to poop, which a lot of us may have issues with, being, you know, especially if you're treating with antibiotics, you can have GI issues. We've already been down this road. The GI Detox is really good at that. You want to make sure that you drink like a full glass of water with your dose, and then maybe drink like another glass of water like 30 to 45 minutes afterwards to help things move along. Otherwise you can get pretty constipated and it's very painful. I mean, it can be, everyone's different. That happened to me once. I had to learn the hard way one time. Drink water with it. And then while we're talking about binding and digestive enzymes and all of that, I'm going to just show you what probiotic I use. A lot of people ask me about this too. If you are taking antibiotics, please make sure that you are taking some sort of a probiotic to counteract the loss of good bacteria in your gut. I just recently saw a friend of mine on Instagram that had to be hospitalized, and she's in the UK, I think. She's still in hospital because she had C. diff, and she's incredibly contagious. So what do you do during a global pandemic if you're like dealing with a contagious virus and then you yourself have a bacterial infection that makes you incredibly contagious? It's just a terrible situation. A lot of that can be avoided with a clean diet and probiotics. So this one, I alternate probiotics usually month over month. I just finished a bottle of the Garden of Life 50,000, it was like 50,000 plus mood. It has ashwagandha and blueberry extract and all different kinds of things, which was really good. I enjoy that one a lot, but I don't feel like it's strong enough for me. And the other thing is that this one that I take, it's a microbiotic lower GI. It specifically goes after your lower GI, so your large intestines, your small intestines, your colon, where it really counts, right? And these also, if you have diverticulitis, if you have IBS, if you have Crohn's, if you have problems eliminating, constipation, what have you, these are also really good because it helps your lower part of your GI system to push the rest of those toxins out. Again, another one that you really want to drink water with because you want to stay hydrated to help move everything out. Yes, those of you that are new to my channel, that are new to the show, we talk about poop quite a bit on my show, on my channel. The reason why is because I do colon hydrotherapy every single day. Really coffee enemas at home, and then I'll do colon hydrotherapy at like a clinic, usually on a monthly basis. I'm starting to get right back into that, but for the last year I've been doing some variation of colonics either at home or in a facility, and it's one of those things that really has helped me quite a bit with my neurological problems. I'm a big advocate for clean diet, clean lifestyle, because if you're not eliminating the way that you're supposed to, then you can cause a lot of problems internally for your liver and your kidneys and your digestive system, which is the majority of your immune system. I know I'm talking really fast. So anyway, back to supplements. You want to make sure that you're using a really good probiotic. Either one that I just mentioned is really good. You can also talk to your doctor, do some research. The other thing is that I recently learned about certain probiotics have a strep strain of good bacteria that is supposed to be very beneficial for the body. Now, for me, I have had chronic strep throat for most of my life. I have usually gotten it, God willing, I haven't gotten it in the last year, but before that, I was getting it maybe 4 or 5 times a year, knock on wood. Certain probiotics that have the good strep bacteria in it will trigger your body to have a negative strep reaction if your levels are too high. So for instance, like I don't know what the ASO stands for, but it's the test that measures the level of antibodies for the strep bacteria that's in your system. Mine was like astronomically high. And we found out then that I was causing a lot of maybe my own problems in that department with inflicting strep throat on myself, not realizing it because of the probiotics that I was taking. This is also true for fermented drinks like kefir, am I saying that right? And fermented type yogurts. You want to make sure that you're checking the ingredients, especially if you're like me and you have issues with chronic throat infections, strep throat, because you can actually cause a lot of harm to yourself without even realizing it, taking a probiotic that has those strains in there. So this one doesn't have that in there, neither does the Garden of Life. You'll have to do more research if you're wanting to, find more that might be better for you. This one is, I took this a year ago and I didn't find that it was beneficial. So I'm starting to take this one again now. And it's crazy because my detox pathways are so much more open now than they were a year ago. And I can tell the difference because there's certain medications like this one I'm going to show you that, wasn't working before. And I remember spending so much money on this, and I went to my doctor. I said, this isn't working. I'm done. And I said, I don't want to take this anymore. Don't even offer this to me again, because I don't want to take it. Well, now I'm taking it 3 times a day because it's literally the only thing that's keeping my sanity and my anxiety at like a more even keeled level, so that I don't have to go on hardcore anxiety, depression, SSRIs, prescription medications, because I'm not about that. Anyone that knows me knows that I really do not like prescriptions. I'm very sensitive to pain medications. I like to keep things as natural as possible. So on that note, this is a new one that I've reintroduced into my system for anxiety and for sleep. It's called Phytocalm. This has like St. John's wort and valerian root, passion flower, chamomile, again, skullcap, which is really good for the immune system right now because the corona is still doing whatever the hell it's doing. And skullcap is a really good corona preventative, which I learned. Anyway, so the Phytocalm helps with the anxiety. It does not help with depression, but it does help a little bit with anxiety, and it helps a little bit with insomnia. Now, if I take this in the middle of the day, that's it. I get incredibly fatigued, and it sets my fatigue off into an unbearable level, and I have to go to bed. But if I take this like early in the morning with my morning meds, and then I take a small dose like later in the evening, and then one before bed, that seems to work much better for me to keep my mood a little bit more calm throughout the day. So again, Phytocalm, natural, helps with anxiety and sleep. These 2 are brand new, and these I think are pretty much the end of my supplements that I'm going to show you. These 2 are brand new. I'm still kind of getting adjusted to give my doctor and really everyone a more accurate review. The NeuroCalm is this stuff. It's supposed to help with cognitive function and anxiety, mood. It's got GABA, 5-HTP. It's got L-theanine. It's got chamomile in it. It's supposed to help, you know, keep you calm. It's also got some other things in it like vitamin B6 and 12. So I do take this, I do take this later in the afternoon to help kind of wind my brain down after the day. And I can't really tell you one way or the other if I'm noticing a huge difference on that one. I just started it about a week ago. This one though, I can tell you, being on it, I notice a huge difference, and I wish I could take this more than once a day. I have to talk to my doctor and see, you know, how often I can take this. This is called Dopa Boost. This has green tea, quercetin, B vitamins, N-acetylcysteine, and this supports cognitive brain health. This has been giving me a lot of mental clarity in the morning. It's very short-lived. It's maybe like an hour or 2, but this stuff, I go from like brain foggy to like right now I'm making this video and I'm talking really well and I feel like myself because all of my vitamins are kicking in. I can feel all the B vitamins doing their thing, and this stuff really helps to awaken up my brain. This is made by Designs for Health, which I get through my naturopath. I think that these are like exclusive to either his clinic or maybe not. I don't know. But I haven't been able to find these online. I've only been able to find these through his clinic. So I'm hoping that these are not something that's like a prescription only thing, because if it can help people, I think that people should be able to have it. So these 2 are new. I'm really hoping that the NeuroCalm improves things in time. But again, I haven't noticed anything yet. I am going to keep taking it though, because sometimes it takes time to work up to things. And just like with the Phytocalm, it may not work now, but it might work later. Actually 2 other things I wanted to show you in the term of supplements that I'm not currently taking, but I do have them on hand because I thought that they were incredibly beneficial during the first part of my treatment. I don't know that I need this necessarily right now, but again, I keep these things on hand. When my doctor says, oh, you don't need to take them anymore, I just stick them in the freezer or the fridge. There may come a time where I may need to take them again. And let's face it, if you have Lyme disease and you're going through all of this shit, you know how expensive your vitamins and your supplements and your medications are. So we're not just gonna be like, oh, this doesn't work, I'm gonna throw it away. So this one is from Gaia Herbs, which I really love this brand in itself. This is called Calm Restore. These are liquid capsules. It smells awful, so I'm not even going to open the bottle. But again, skull cap. Skull cap is a big trend right now, and I'm thinking that it also helps the nervous system because I'm seeing it in all these different neuromeds that I have, or neuro supplements. So in this one, I'm actually going to take my glasses off for this because it's really, I can barely see what's on here. Skull cap, passion flower, again, chamomile, valerian root, holy basil, and English lavender. So I can definitely see why my doctor doesn't want me taking both at the same time, because I'd probably be fucking knocked out and sleeping all the time. I'm dropping things. I loved this stuff in the beginning when I first started treating Lyme. I would take one of these things and I would sleep through the night, like the best sleep of my life. But it really upset my stomach, and it upset a lot of my GERD symptoms. I would get like really, really bad acid reflux that would wake me up in the middle of the night, and I would feel like I'd be like choking on my own stomach acid. So there is also licorice root in here. That may have something to do with it, because sometimes I get indigestion from licorice. Really strange, because I think licorice is supposed to be used for indigestion. Really weird, but it doesn't agree with me right now. I'm keeping this though, because I'm hoping as we continue on with treatment and I start feeling better in terms of my symptoms, that I can maybe swap them out. We'll see. Again, we never know. We're going to keep them. And then this, if you have parasites, diatomaceous earth. So this is food grade diatomaceous earth. This is not the same stuff that you get at Home Depot to sprinkle in your backyard. This is a special food grade that you can ingest into your body. With diatomaceous earth, you do have to be careful, because the powder has like these micro particles that like will shred your lungs up basically if you inhale it. So you want to wear like a dust mask or something over your nose so you're not breathing this stuff in if you're mixing it into your drink. The other thing too is that this stuff really has a very terrible chalky kind of consistency. When I was taking this, I literally called it crap in a cup, because it was literally the texture of chalky, disgusting crap in a cup. But you may see when you take this that you're passing parasites when you go potty. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Really strong anti-parasite supplement. Talk to your doctor about this. You can also sprinkle it on like your dog beds and stuff. But again, talk to your doctors about that, because you got to be careful. I can't even talk. You got to be careful. Talk to your doctor. Okay. Supplements are pretty much all done. I do still take some tinctures, but they are glycerite tinctures. This one I'm not currently taking, but I wanted to show it to you because it's a really powerful antiviral herb. It's called Lomation. This is really good for EBV, CMV, HH, herpes type family viruses. You can get this in pill form or in a tincture. I think they both work really well. With these, I have to rotate them out, and I was on Lomation for pretty much a year. So now we're rotating out to the Viricon, and then probably in 6 months we'll reevaluate and see where things are at, to see if we need to switch out again. This one is called Bayberry. This is another glycerite. I get all of my glycerites for the most part from Hawaii Farm. They have some of the purest natural ingredients, and they're the most affordable in many cases. Bayberry I started about a week after my second pulsing of antibiotic therapy. So this is supposed to help with gut repair. This is also supposed to help with several different forms of the Lyme. And I do believe that Bayberry also is an antiviral. Cat claw. A lot of you guys are familiar with this. So I had to get this when the COVID-19 pandemic really started, because all of the vitamins and supplements that I was taking completely ran out on shortage. This is a 4-ounce bottle, and this 4-ounce bottle, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it'll probably last me a year or longer. So I do have pill forms of cat claw that I take from Rainforest Pharmacy. They're like big pink capsules. I don't have the bottle with me, but I do take those, and then I keep this on hand too, just in case. And what else? Oh, this is not a tincture, but a lot of you are familiar with this. It's essential oil. It's oil of oregano. I don't ingest this into my body because you're not supposed to ingest this type of oregano oil into your body. And I am learning about essential oils and the things that help and don't help. And this, actually, I just rub. I mix with a carrier oil, and then I rub it on my feet, and I let it absorb into my feet. And sometimes it makes my feet smell like pizza. So there's that. That's all of my supplements, right? And like I said, I try to keep things as natural as possible. I have prescriptions to show you guys for what I take from my allopathic medicine, which is also facilitated by my Lyme doctor, thank God. But there's not nearly as many of those as there is of supplements. So this part should be relatively fast. First one, a lot of you are familiar with it, doxycycline, antibiotic therapy. Been on that for over a year now. Because I'm on antibiotic therapy, we all know that yeast and candida, all of that is a very real thing. So we also take clotrimazole, which are lozenges. They dissolve under the tongue. You take one 2 to 4 times a day, depending on how yeasty you are. Also, diflucan, fluconazole. Ladies, if you've ever had a yeast infection, I'm sure you're familiar with this. This will probably be the last round of diflucan that I take for a little while because I don't want to build a resistance to it. But it does help tremendously in terms of getting the candida and some of the die-off out. Claritin, allergy medicine, also goes after the Borrelia form of Lyme, not to be taken with other allergy medications. Valtrex for all of the wonderful viral co-infections that we have for Lyme. We have quite a few of them. And then I'm almost done with this, and I kind of feel sad about it because I've been taking it for so long. This is Alinea. Alinea and I have a love-hate relationship because at first blush, I feel like Alinea is trying to kill me. But I have seen so much progress with this medication and treating parasites. I ordered these. I ordered too many by mistake from India like 9-10 months ago, before all of this crap happened in the world and we could still get compounding from other countries. Don't get me wrong, I am all about support local, support our, support here, things made at home, but I have yet to find an Alinea that beats, like, this doesn't have any of like the really super intense chemical binders that we use, and I find that it's overall a better strength. It absorbs better. I don't know. Maybe that's just like my mind over matter thing, but I've tried other brands. I love this one. I actually have 3 weeks left on this protocol. I've been on it for like 6 months now. So, like consistently, the last round that I did, I think was maybe shorter. I can't quite remember. I have to check my journal. But yeah, almost done with this. Gonna be maybe moving on to something else. I still have ivermectin left over from the last treatment that I did. We might try that one again, but Alinea is great for parasites. It's also good as part of a Lyme protocol I'm not quite sure what it does for the Lyme, but my doctor was talking to me about it last week and I completely forgot what he said, but it was really good. Anyway, let's wrap this up here, shall we? Last but not least, in terms of prescriptions, is the new stuff. You've all heard me talking about it. You have all seen my weekly video updates. It is the disulfiram for Lyme treatment. Now, I have several different bottles of these that have several different strengths. So when I started these, I started on 65.5 milligrams a day. And then I worked my way up. Now I'm at 250 milligrams every day, getting ready to bump up to either 300 or 325. We'll be starting that next week, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can increase to 500 within the next week or two, but I'm not going to push my body, and I'm giving myself 2 weeks to do it. If I can't get up to 500, I'm going to stay at whatever that highest dose is that I can manage, and then I'll stay there for 4 months. After 4 months, if this doesn't work, not work, but if I'm not feeling better, if I'm not noticeably better, then we are going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to try something new. But again, if you've been following my story and following my YouTube and following my weekly updates, you will see that I am doing actually much better today than I probably have been doing in the last 2 years that we've been starting this whole fucking thing. So yes, if you can get yourself on the disulfiram train, talk to your doctor. Okay. Oh, on the disulfiram train. I can't remember if I told you about this. I'm going to tell you about it again anyway. Dihydromycin. This stuff saves my life when I eat something that I'm not supposed to and I don't realize it. So I'll make another video about that. I'm actually going to do another weekly update and post it on the YouTube and the Facebook and the Twitter and all that shit. Dihydromycin is really good for accidental exposure to fermented vinegar, alcohol, whatever. If you are on disulfiram, this is supposed to be like a hangover remedy support thing. Don't go and drink and take this and try to be smart. It's not good. It's not going to make you feel good, and you will have the worst hangover when this stuff wears off. I don't drink. I just know my experience with accidentally eating stuff that fermented in my gut. It took like 2 days for me to start feeling better. I literally felt like I was hungover and that I was going to die. And I didn't even drink any alcohol. But this stuff, lifesaver, love it. Oh, and then this, I'm almost out of. I got this when the COVID-19, everything started, and they're like, you need zinc, you need zinc. And the stores were out of zinc, and this was literally the only thing I could get. And it's elderberry lozenges with lemon and like 5 milligrams of zinc. So it's relatively low in zinc, but these are actually really good. And for me, I get dry mouth a lot from the different meds that I'm on and the medical cannabis, because in case you fucking gotten mouth. But yeah, these are really good. I use them on occasion, and I don't notice anything medicinally one way or the other, but they do help your throat if you have dry throat or a constant cough. Now, I am using my albuterol inhaler because I have asthma, breathing problems that I've had for pretty much my whole life that have gotten worse. But that's really all that's it for prescription meds. The last one that I take is ondansetron. Ondansetron is a Zofran, and it helps with nausea. That one's a prescription you have to get from your doctor, but I've been taking that for 10 years. Like longer than I've been dealing with the symptoms of chronic Lyme. It was one of the first real issues that started giving me problems was GI issues. I was constantly sick and nauseous and not able to keep food down. The Zofran is really the only thing that helps, that and the medical cannabis. So anyway, I have wasted enough of your time today going through my protocol, and oh yeah, y'all don't even need to know what this stuff is, right? Because all my Limey fam, y'all know what this is. So anyway, I'm gonna jump off. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.